You know what I find amusing about football? How fast things can change. Yesterday, I was covering the Manchester City-Tottenham game, talking about Harry Kane, how the fans reacted to him at the start of the season when they beat City, to last night, how they were singing his name. Something else has changed in the matter of months. It's Brendan Rodgers. Now, when Solskjaer left the club, Brendan Rodgers was heavily linked to Manchester United, wasn't he, Rene? But he didn't get the job, as we know. He's at Leicester. Now it looks like he's going to maybe not see out anything further with Leicester City, and this might be a problem with Rodgers. He hasn't gone beyond 3 years at a club before. Sometimes he opts to leave. Sometimes the club say, thank you very much, we'll see you later. So how much trouble do you think Rodgers is in if it stays like this?
Yeah, I wouldn't say trouble, but he's definitely, I'm sure he won't be happy with how the league is developing and unfolding for Leicester, because they have lost too many games, also with too many goals of late. So they're not in a good place at the moment. So it's really interesting, you know, to see how this game against Wolves is panning out. Which Michael rightly said, I'm a big fan of Wolves, of what they've done, and they've got a plan right from the beginning of the season. They lost a few games 1-0, where all the stats were in their favour, but they did lose. You know, but they've got it right, and now they get the results, you know. So this is going to be a difficult game for Leicester to get something out of this.
Yeah,
Rene, it's ironic, isn't it? Sorry, just to interrupt quickly, and it's ironic that he's linked in Manchester. All the talk around where we live is actually Manchester City. He's in for that job if Pep Guardiola leaves. He's into Manchester United, and that position was vacant, and then a decline of results. So it's really interesting story, isn't it, to see where that's going to go and where's next for Brendan Rodgers if he is to leave Leicester City at some point.
Yeah.
Let's not forget,
absolutely.
They won the FA Cup last year, back-to-back seasons, competing for the top four, although they did miss out consecutively pretty much on the final day. This season, so far, they're in the bottom half of the table, so a huge change in fortunes for them. But because I asked about Brendan Rodgers and how he was linked to Manchester United, Ralf Rangnick is only the interim coach. Who would you like to see in charge next season, Rene? Apart from yourself, of course.
Put yourself in quickly, Rene.
Why not?
Take it.
Why not? I'm supporting Rene. I'm going to start a campaign online. I'm going to register the website, Rene for Man United.
I
don't think you're going to get many followers, but let that by the by. Now, I think the appointment of Rangnick has raised a few question marks, and why they give him 6 months. And I don't necessarily think that it might turn out. I think it's a little bit of a safety net that United created by saying, listen, Ralph, you know, we need an interim manager. We can't make a permanent decision because for you it's new coming in the Premier League. We don't know, but obviously they give him the sort of 2 years consultancy after, you know, to sweeten things over and say, listen, you do your job, get on with it for the 6 months and see how you fare. If he does extremely well, if he gets through this next phase and he gets, you know, things are getting bigger and better, and he carries on in the Champions League, etc., there might become an point to do exactly the same as what they did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Rangnick, you're the man. You know, we believe in you. The players believe in you. The results are there. But if not, then United.
Surely there's got to be a target for Manchester United, Rene. Surely they know now who their number one target is, who they believe, not just 6 months, 3 months, that it's a 3-4 year project. They must do that. There must be somebody out there to go and actually say Rangnick 6 months. Sure.
Michael, I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I don't think so because the other names that pop up, we just mentioned Brendan. Now, he's already, because of the results at Leicester, probably not going to be talked about. We know about Pochettino. We know about Ten Hag and Ajax. But let me tell you this. Any manager that's going to come in, just try to picture me, try to paint me the team in United in 2 years' time that's going to challenge for the Premier League. Because we all know Cavani, Ronaldo, De Gea, Matic, Mata, all of them 35 plus, they're all going to be going. There's going to be a massive group of players that turning in the 30s, you know, 31, 32, and then you got the block after that.
So isn't that more to see this particular coach who can actually drive a new squad, you know, and back? Isn't that more of a reason?
I know that, but whoever they're going to appoint needs to be a manager that can come in and tell the board, this is the team that I envision, going again heads to head with Liverpool and Man City. Now, you tell me which is the coach and which players he needs to attract, because that is going to be a hell of a
Who's
task.
making those decisions, though, Rene? Who is going to make those decisions? Is Sir Alex Ferguson still making a decision? Is he advising the board? Is it director of football? Is it Johnny Murtagh? Is it the owners?
What about
is the players actually still getting a say in who's doing it?
Ralph
Ronaldo,
Rangnick,
for instance?
Surely it's Ralph Rangnick, because he's supposed to be going upstairs next season, moving away from the management hot seat and taking a position upstairs. Surely he'll have the biggest say in.
Or do you think he wants to actually stay in it, Adam? He might actually think, well, I quite like this. I want to take it forward.
He did tease that when he joined the club. Don't forget, he did say
that's
that.
That's the difficulty.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're not clear. They're not clear in what they want, and that is the big problem. They're going to go from week to week to see how the results go, and with results are emotions. There's no clear path, decided. Otherwise, we would have known about it. The fact you ask all those questions, Michael, says it all to me. Who's making those decisions? You don't know. I don't know. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Who was behind the appointment of Rangnick? Was that Ed Woodward before he left, or was it John Murtagh, or is it Richard Arnold that's just coming in? Is it Darren Fletcher? I don't know.
I believe it was Richard Arnold and Johnny Murtagh who's heavily behind Ralph Rangnick. I believe they pushed for him.
Well, then they've had a plan with it, and I honestly believe that they have made this construction to build a safety net. But if you ask him directly, okay, then Rangnick is going upstairs. Who's going to be our next man, and what's our team going to look like in 2 years' time? Those are the two questions I would like to see answered if I would be a United fan.
Another question that should be answered is the role of Darren Fletcher, because even Ralph Rangnick in his press conference earlier this week, I think on Friday, was questioning this. He said, yeah, I'm not sure about the job scope. That technical director position needs to be sorted. That kind of speaks about the position the club are in, Rene, when the manager or interim manager is questioning.
No, well, listen, you explain that to me. You've got John Murtagh, who's director of football. You got Darren Fletcher as a technical director. If Rangnick moves upstairs, what is he going to be then? You know what I mean? So you got three people that are either technical directors, directors of football, or football, whatever. And
I think, to be fair to Darren, he's still learning his role, isn't he? He loves Manchester United, very knowledgeable, and he's learning to be at that level, to be in and around it. But that's to show a little bit of respect, Ralph Rangnick, to actually come out and actually back Darren Fletcher to understand the role that's there for him to get better going forward.
But I think the confusion is, and I picked up on this when we travelled pitchside, a few of the pundits who were with me covering Manchester United games, was his role on match day. He's out there. This was also the same when he was with Michael Carrick. He's out there screaming instructions at the players, shouting at the other bench, not some nice things on occasion as well. Is that what you want to see from a technical director, Michael? I mean, it's almost unheard of, isn't it?
I know it's difficult, but what you've got to look at as well for Darren is when there was coaches missing, he was there to step in, he was on the grass, he was helping in and around to deliver something for Manchester United on the coaching aspect for them. Yes, I understand going forward, where is that role, where is your position when you're saying regarding being on the bench? But you've got to ask yourself, Michael Carrick was in such a good position there. Why did he leave Manchester United? Why did he just pack up and go? For what reason? Obviously something wasn't there for him, he didn't feel something was right for him to leave the club that he really enjoyed doing his role.
That is a very good point. Very, very good point. Rene, I mean, talking about the technical director being down in the dugout, screaming instructions at players, and Michael Carrick leaving, someone you would know as well?
No, I could see it. I think that there's quite a few people that picked up on it, and I think maybe that has been discussed beforehand. I don't know. I'm sure that Ralph Rangnick would have been aware of that and say, listen, Darren, I quite like you, quite close to the team at the moment, because I need to get as much information as I can, etc. Yeah, listen, I rate Darren Fletcher really highly, and I was pleased that he got moved into the job. But surely that technical director's job is all about making sure that you look into the long-term vision of the club and making sure that that's safeguarded with regards to the quality of the squad, the new managers coming in. So yes, I could have seen that happening for a few weeks maybe, but not constantly, because at the end of the day, you have to be up there and starting to work on, again, what I said, how is this Man United team going to look like next season, the season after, and thereafter? That's the jobs of a football director or a technical director, in my opinion.